Alex, can you sit in this third seat so I can see how much room I've got? Why you gotta be difficult?
Started becoming a pain. I'm quitting the show.
Okay, we got space for 3.
Had to get up just for that.
Yep. We're also live, by the way.
Are we live? Are we live?
We were live for all of that.
Oh.
Just to get you to move seats.
Are we still live?
We're still live.
Oh, well, I'm texting my wife right now, so you guys can watch me text. This is going to be a makeshift podcast today. By the way, we are at Honeybee Coffee and Brewery. How many times was this second show here? Third. Someone listens.
I'm listening.
Is it our second time here or third time?
Second.
Second.
I also need you to monitor to make sure people hear us.
Okay. I'm getting on there.
I'm not getting. This is picking up. This
Hey, did you know we're live?
Are we?
Yeah. I just saw it. I found it. It's just me though.
Can we hear you?
Oh. Can I hear me? Yep.
Okay. All right. We're good.
I hate my voice.
I do too.
I just muted.
I do too.
I hate my face too. I don't like anything about this.
All right. Well,
Yeah. I'm booking myself on another podcast right now.
yeah.
Sorry.
But it's the two of us right now. Kayla's not going to be joining us today. Hey guys.
John just texted. He said he'd be here in about 30 minutes.
All right, Alan Anderson from Saunter Brewing is going to come out here and enjoy us. Right now, we're going to. Oh, before we get any further, guys, appreciate you tuning in. We are live from Honeybee Coffee and Brewing. One of our favorite places. We love the guys out here. If you want great coffee or great beer, you can come to this location. It's just off Trenton Creek in Knoxville, Tennessee. Any ambient music you hear, again, is just music of the brewery. We do not own the rights to it. So just want to put that disclaimer out right now.
You just like saying ambient.
I love saying ambient. It's a great word. It's my second favorite word. What's my first favorite, Alex? Refreshing. Speaking of refreshing, what a great segue into the beer I'm drinking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what beer I'm drinking. Steve just poured it for me and then walked away.
Well, I'm drinking the All Night Honey, which is a honey coffee blonde. And it is a fantastic beer. But you got to get coffee drink. I was told you have to get a coffee drink at a coffee place. So I got a coffee beer.
No, I don't drink coffee at all.
So you just have to, you were told at a brewery you had to get something that was brewed. So.
We did just try that fantastic brown.
Yes, we did. I'm excited about that. And hopefully Steve will come join us here in a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he's back getting camera ready or getting his eyeliner on. Or
Is that him changing clothes in the brewery?
in the brewery, yeah. Yes, that's it.
It's not laughing.
It's not the first time.
Do you not know that there's glass?
He thinks it's one-way glass. He thinks it's just one-way glass.
Yeah.
That's all shaded so you can't see. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, Kayla's not going to make it with us because some coworkers decided to give our favorite dog some treats that weren't great for him. Apparently, not even dog treats. They were apparently.
He does have pants on.
This time. We don't know that. I mean, it was below the counter as far as they saw. But they gave him food at work, and because he's a company dog, all of the people at the company like to give him food, and unfortunately, not all food is good for him. So apparently, it made Onyx sick. So apparently, he was getting sick at work, and then she's taking him home, but she lives on the other side of Knoxville, so traffic I live on the couch on the other side.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The doghouse, generally. But so Kayla's saying she wouldn't be able to get even here until 5:30.
Yeah.
And of course, we want to get this live show out to you guys at 4:30, like we promised. And Kayla will join us for our next episode. She'll probably chime in comments if Alex is following comments, but
Probably.
he's not following comments, so we'll never know. We'll never know what Alex is doing. But we've got an open seat, so we're going to hold that for Steven if he comes by and wants to talk about the great beers that you were doing. Speak of the devil, and the devil shows up.
I don't know how to get to comments. Why is it not doing it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
Try this.
Don't you act like you're commenting. You don't even subscribe.
I am subscribed.
Steve, how about we do a podcast together, and we get rid of this
Have I been fired?
this anchor over here?
You unplugged me?
Yeah. Shouldn't affect anything else. So we had a great segue into a great. My two favorite words are ambient and refreshing.
Okay.
And so that was a great segue into the refreshing
My least favorite.
honey coffee blonde that I'm drinking. I love this beer. It's not overly sweet. It still tastes like a beer, but you get that honey note, you get that coffee note, and it's light and refreshing.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Can somebody make a comment on here so I can see if I can find it?
Kayla,
This is Kayla's job.
comments. Yeah, that's usually Kayla's job.
He does the video, all the setup, all that. Kayla does all the computer, and I'm the talent. I'm not supposed to be doing this.
See how weak this show is? He's the talent.
Wow. I just like saying that. That's my favorite word.
Talent. Yes. He was a little frustrated that you poured him a beer and he doesn't know what he's drinking and you walked away. So he's like,
it's a pale, pop-pop pale, pop-pop drink.
oh, I like down in the pawpaw patch.
Yeah.
Way down yonder in the pawpaw patch.
Yeah.
And
The largest indigenous fruit in North America.
bet you guys didn't know that.
I didn't.
Grows
Now
along
in the Appalachians.
Exactly. It is only in the southeast region along the mountain walls that you can even get a pawpaw. And most people don't even know what it looks like.
because they rot
why
like
do y'all
fruit
know
things
this?
after they fall off the
Yeah,
tree.
them and persimmons are the quickest fruit to rot. But it's that moment right before the rotting that they're perfect. They get that nice sweetness. But if you get a pawpaw or a persimmon for that matter, too early, it is one of the most bitter things you'll like. You can't imagine how bitter either of those fruits are if you get them too early. It's the worst thing
I
ever.
found a pawpaw orchard in southeastern Ohio that harvests, processes, purees, and freezes the fruit the day they harvest.
That is awesome.
It's like, I have a year-round. I can get a year-round.
That
That's
is
not a
fantastic.
year-round beer, but I can get the fruit year-round.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got to do that seasonal anyway. Just to, I mean, you guys have, since our last time doing an episode here, you guys have really expanded out that menu of number one, your flagships. Your flagship base is really growing because you're doing such consistent beer that you're like, oh, we didn't expect that to be one of the favorites.
Right.
And then you're stuck and you're like, yes. You've created an audience of coffee drinkers.
Right.
We're right here in a very busy business district, so they want to come in and have their coffee and stuff
I
like
couldn't
that.
get
And
a
they're
parking spot. At 3 o'clock.
yeah.
It's packed. I'm parked at Sonic right now.
And they're all coffee drinkers. And then they go, oh wait, you brew beer here too?
And believe it or not, 18 months into this enterprise, we still get, I didn't know you did beer. Yes, we do.
Come drink it because it's fantastic. So fantastic. You just won an award.
Yeah.
A pretty big award.
Yeah, that beer right there actually was bronze medal.
Oh, wow.
National I mean, there's so many breweries involved in that festival. I mean, it's mind-boggling that a small brewery, and you, no offense to you, but you guys have one of the smallest breweries in Knoxville. And honestly, probably even one of the lesser known. Everybody knows Honeybee Coffee, but how many people actually know that there's a Honeybee brewery that brews beer? And yet, you're winning medals.
Yeah,
Knoxville in general, killed it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's when is the last time you heard somebody say, "Hey, let's go to Asheville and get some good beer"?
Yeah, no, it's.
I haven't heard it anymore. We're kind of cutting off their beer line.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, oh, we can get it in Knoxville. And I've said it many times. And it might offend some people, but I'm going to tell you right now, not that Asheville makes bad beer. We know Asheville is kind of the beer mecca of the Southeast. We know that. But I will put up, you give me any brewery in Nashville, and I will give you a brewery to match style-wise in Knoxville, and I would bet on Knoxville 9 times out of 10, beating an Asheville brewery. And it like I said, Asheville kind of, how do I put this? I love going there, and before Knoxville became what Knoxville is in the brewery scene, Asheville already was what Knoxville is in the brewery scene. So when you wanted great craft beer, you drive down to Asheville, which is 3 hours from here, and you get
Take your life in your hands and tractor trailer.
yes, but you can walk brewery down there and get some amazing beers. It's that kind of place. But Knoxville, in the past 10 years, the growth we have seen and the quality of beer, and then on top of it, to win a medal amongst that group of brewers is a phenomenal feat. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a bronze medal. First of all, you medal. Second of all, if you're just saying it's a bronze medal, you don't understand, number one, the impact that has in the Knoxville beer scene, because we've got gold and silver like constantly winning. We had a brewery in Knoxville that won Best New Brewery in the nation at the Great American Beer Festival. Right. We've got breweries that are winning gold medals.
Did we win Best Beer Podcast? Oh, we didn't enter.
We didn't enter, so that's why we didn't win it. But
I should have got
that goes without saying.
I won Best Technical Guy on a brewery podcast.
He got the bronze in that. No, I'm just kidding. There's only 3 of us on the podcast, and he got the bronze on. He wasn't even voted that on our podcast. Are you kidding? But to win a medal amongst this level of breweries is it really and it shouldn't be humbling. You should be wheeling out your balls in a wheelbarrow, going, "I won this."
Well, somebody
nationwide.
You did that as
He's like, if somebody asks, I'm going to.
There you go.
I don't like it.
He's like, I've got the wheelbarrow.
He does. It's sitting out back.
Yeah.
He did that during one of my shows here. I was like, why is he doing this?
Well, we had your beer
You
back
got
when
one
you
of
guys
my-
started.
And you got one of my, I was telling you before we started, you know, I'm an IPA guy. You
Yeah.
got one of my top IPAs in Knoxville here. I drink every time I come, and you wouldn't let me get it. You made me get something else.
You had one already.
It's true. He did have one already.
Now I'm getting pop-off.
Way down yonder in the pawpaw
Very good though.
beer. Yeah.
But I'm going back to my other.
You are drinking a pretty dark beer over there. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking some more stout.
Samoa Stout, which you gave me a sample of a second ago. And it's literally a Girl Scout cookie in a glass.
They just had that on tap at Orange Hat, didn't they? Good stout month.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
had it several places around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orange Hat, you guys have seen us several times out there. They did February Stout Month, and that's another thing I love about Knoxville Brewing is we're so collaborative.
Yeah.
Like we're always there, hey, you need these ingredients, or you need this part, you need some advice. Hey, let's do a whole stout month where we feature all the breweries, and get some of the best stouts. I mean, Gatlinburg Brewing even made a beer specifically for Orange Hat to feature at Stout Month, and it was pretty solid. It was a coconut banana chocolate stout. It was tasty. I mean, Gatlinburg Brewing, they do solid stuff. But the Samoa one, when I had it out there, I literally was like, I had this recently. I remember ordering it because I love stouts. And you're like, oh, well, that's probably where you had it. I was like, oh yeah, that is where I had it. I got my little punch on the card, and it is so good. First of all, it's a 7%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tastes like you're drinking a 4.75-ish on this. It drinks so easy and so clean and so bold in its flavor that you would never guess that you're running 7% on this. That's a stout I want to drink all day. Yeah.
Take a guess at that.
Oh, well, when you say it like that, Steve, I have to guess that it's higher than that. You're probably guessing 8%.
It's 8.6.
8.6.
The cake one, apricot coffee cake stays
Yeah. And it's got a nice apricot forward. You get this cinnamony back side on it. And it's 8%. See, when you and not even bad berries. When you start getting an 8%, you have to start worrying about the boozy note. How do you guys control that? Like, how do you keep it from getting boozy while still maintaining your flavor profile?
So, one thing I don't ever do, and I've never done it, and I don't ever plan on starting, is chocolate fermentation. I let it go until it's done.
Burning all the sugar.
Burn all the way through it, and let it dry that beer out, and that helps take away some of that boozy. And then,
Yeah, but it runs that ABV up. Especially when you're using very sugary fruit. When you're talking apricots, plums, raisins, nuts, and stuff like that, that's going to burn that up and push that ABV way up. You're not afraid of running a high ABV. You're just going to let it do its thing.
I'm going for flavor. Anybody that's followed me my entire brewing time since I did my first turkey fry batch knows I've never really been one that worries too much about styles. Never had turkey beer.
When Steven talks about doing a turkey fried beer, he's using those big vats that you deep fry a turkey in. But that's what he was using in his kettle when he was a home brewer.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about when he talks about a turkey fried beer. Okay. He's not talking about a turkey fermented beer.
And no, I did not.
Though I'm not.
I did not fry turkeys in the same pot.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like you or Aaron McLean or Bentley pulls out something for Thanksgiving that's literally a turkey dinner in a glass where it tastes like turkey and gravy and some cranberries.
It's like one of those bowls you get at KFC. It's just everything
Yes.
thrown off.
It's like the everlasting gobstopper.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just watch out to turn blue.
And I'm always amazed when you guys do stuff like that. Like, I'm amazed that you're able to put out this high ABV beer and still hit all those flavors without getting a boozy note. Because sometimes, like, I don't mind if it's a barrel aged or it's a big stout. I don't mind the booziness too much. But to still hit those ABVs and get such a great flavor without getting those boozy notes, that blows my mind on how to do that.
It's, like I said, I let it ferment all the way out. I let it go. I let the yeast do their thing. I let it clean up. And make sure I got a good healthy pitchy yeast.
Do you have a favorite yeast you like to use?
Not really. I use 3 or 4 different kinds. I gravitate a little bit towards Chico's because it's so easy and so clean.
Yeah.
I really like Voss.
Yes, Kvike it's a workhorse yeast. Like that really eats through all of that. Every brewer I know loves Kvike because it does such great work of creating those flavors, but it eats up those sugars really good for you. I'm going to be presumptuous. Are you a fan of Belgian yeast?
I don't mind it.
Because I feel like I've tasted a Belgianish full body note in several of your beers. Have you used that more often than?
No, the only I've done a wit. I did this saison. I did. I think that's the only Belgians I've done.
I feel like your beers have that nice full bodiness. I fell in love with Belgian beers
Most of my beers have.
a couple years ago. But
Like
okay, that would do it. Oat or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it too. Create that creamy full body texture as well. I always just associate that with that Belgian yeast, how it does that, where not necessarily getting that banana note, but I still get that creamy full body taste. So
I'm over here like
That one's got 50 pounds of flake wheat.
I can tell, and the clarity on that though, I can see that camera through that beer.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
down here on the other end. I'm like, I like your new T-shirt.
This beer tastes good.
It's a good beer. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
Sorry, I apologize. I am the Knoxville beer nerd, so I will nerd out over some beer knowledge. The more I don't know, the better, because then I can ask more about it. But he swears I know more about beer than everybody. I know a lot about beer. I read about beer. I study
Also knows
beer.
a lot about
I don't.
stupid stuff that nobody cares about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know so much about Alex's life
That's
that
called
that
man
is
brain.
stupid stuff that nobody cares about.
That's called man brain. That's why you do well in trivia.
Correct. Yes.
You know,
I retain everything that is useful that I can never make money out.
right?
Like I've got so much stupid stuff that stays in my head. But I would never be good at Jeopardy.
Right.
You know,
So
unless they create the category specifically for me.
I can be in here on trivia on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Score really well.
Yeah.
And then come Tuesday morning, my wife says, "Did you ever take the trash out?"
Yeah.
Same. Yes.
Same here.
It's so nice that your wife was so gracious to say, "Did you take the trash out?" instead of "You didn't take the trash out." That's what I get more often than anything.
Yeah.
She's like, "You didn't do anything today." No, well, I was learning trivial stuff.
Exactly. I was learning how to excel at bar games.
Yes. That's the future of our life, babe. My income is just going to be paying for beers through gift cards at trivia nights.
It's like the kid takes up the test to the teacher, and the teacher's like, "You're not going to do well in beer trivia later."
Yeah. No, that's my teachers. I'll be honest with you. The whole school system failed me on my beer knowledge. I'm a little disappointed. My stepdad and my dad were big fans of encouraging me in those. They even wanted me to take samples to know and improve my palate. Big fans behind that. School system was not against me.
I even have a little beer app I've downloaded.
Yes, I've got this one.
Brewery? No, not that one. No.
Oh, I've got that one. Brewery.
Beer style compendium.
Oh, I don't have that.
This is for dumb people.
Oh,
So if I'm in a brewery and somebody's like talking about any of these beers, I can just click on it and it tells me everything.
and now you know everything he needs to know about a Scottish ale.
And they also have
It's like my little Chris.
the BJCP guidelines right now.
Yep.
You can download those and see what the official.
Do you know what that is?
Oh, you know where my brain went straight to on that one.
The moment there was a B and a J in the entire alphabet.
That's how I opened my last show. The first words out of my mouth.
Yeah, it was awkward. He wasn't supposed to be saying that on the mic, and it forced him into his first joke of the night. So
There you go. Had a hot mic.
Hey, this is good. This is one of my favorite new bits. Veratio Cat Clinic.
it's a new business. We're going to get that started. Speaking of Alex, you've got a show coming up pretty quick. It's going to be here before we know it. We actually nailed that. We nailed down, well, outside of the open mic, we've actually nailed down an official date on your next show.
Yeah, April 6th.
April
Iron
6th.
Forge Brewing Company in Sevierville. Right next to the Apple Bar, if you haven't been there, awesome brewery. It's huge. Like, and we're doing it in the brewery room.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get a 747 in that thing.
It's so massive, it looks like an airport hangar. It literally
really
does. And they've got 6 30 barrel systems in there. And their bright tank and their boil, all, and there's room to park 3 cars between where they're at. And still enough room to do 2 canning lines. It's so massive. It is one of the biggest breweries I've ever been in. It's right on the river. It's such a gorgeous location. And they are doing fantastic beers out there as well. They're pretty new to the scene, but they're doing great things. And they're a wonderful group of people. But they're pulling out all the stops for Alex. We're putting a stage up there. We're doing 200 seats. Half of them are VIP.
So yeah, 96 VIP, which is a table up front, a free beer of your choice, and you get in early to come watch us live, which I'm surprised people are paying for that.
Yeah, they're not. They're paying for the ticket and they're paying for the beer, and then they're gonna indulge us by sitting there watching us be stupid.
Day 1, 50 tickets.
Yeah.
VIP.
So here's the funny part though. They're going to be there watching you, except they're going to be watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Exactly. And then comment.
Yeah.
They'll comment live from right there because we won't take your flies.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing an apron in front of that in case my fly is open. Because that would, well, he'll probably be wearing pants literally. He's got a broken zipper on him and they're his favorite pants.
It's why you don't buy jeans at Burlington Coat Factory. It's usually when they're $12, if they're high end like Calvin Klein, it's usually the same.
Hashtag Burlington.
So it's
We're looking for sponsors.
You pull a little slip of paper out of the pocket that says checked by 27 and it's got a red slash through it.
Yeah. 20, the red slash is 27 got fired because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, you always
Or checked by 27 and 27 said,
Burlington, TJ Maxx, all those, you got to try them on. Because I bought a pair of chaps one time and didn't know it until I got home. But you know
must not
what?
have had leather seats.
No, you know what was wrong with them? They were reversed.
Oh man.
Because the front was just open. The back is fine.
You can get those today at Burlington. They just opened up a new location across from West End Mall. Go get you some reverse chaps.
Reverse chaps.
It's your new product line, Alex.
I'm gonna start selling these at shows now. Yeah. And go with my socks.
Yeah.
By the way, if you need hair stuff, I still got some to sell.
Yes, Dry Creek Beard Care is doing no socks needed. What is it?
No socks needed.
No socks
Hair
needed.
base. It really is good. If nobody buys it, I'm gonna have a 2-year supply. I've got them all in the car.
I need it, but I'm gonna wait until you're desperate enough to just hand me one.
I'll just yeah, keep your hair soft.
I have actually got on some Dry Creek Beard Care beard balm.
Is that green clover? Yeah. I was gonna say if there's tobacco field, I would be able to smell it.
No.
Green clover is a little bit.
It's a little more subdued, but
That's
it makes my beard so soft. I love it.
I'm not using it. First time I've ever had.
I do like sours. So here's the thing. I didn't always like sours. I started in stouts, so my fallback is always stouts. And I am also a believer that wherever you start on the wheel, if you fully invest yourself into craft beer, you will work yourself around that wheel, but you will eventually come back to home. And I can drink a stout anytime. But I went to a party once, and I'd never had sours. Never had sour beer in my life. In fact, I grew up, you're our age, sour is not a good thing.
You know, sour means that somebody screwed up with
Yeah,
cell or something.
exactly. So we didn't come through that. And then I was at a party, and all of my friends there were craft beer, and they've been in it much longer than I had. And somebody had brought a couple of bottles of, one was a Craig.
Oh man, yeah, there's no rate.
I know. I didn't know. And when you don't expect what's coming into your mouth, it's usually off-putting. When you have an expectation, when they tell you, and every one of them is still bad at the first outset. Sometimes you enjoy it after that, sometimes you don't. But But they told me, oh, well, this is our beer, and I trusted them. I'm like, hey, that's great. And then I was immediately appalled. Like, this is a beer. This had no beer taste. And it was sour, and I was just like, what is going on? And it really turned me off immediately. And then I was doing, Union Jacks had a beer challenge.
Oh yeah.
So you do 250 beers in whatever time, in whatever order, but 250 beers, and once you do that, you get your name on a plaque. And I was just like, all right.
The problem with that though is that every time they would blow a beer, they wouldn't put the new one back.
Correct.
So you would try to work your way through this list. You're like, why am I doing every beers when I still haven't finished?
Right, yes. But I was like, all right, so I know I don't like, at the time, I don't like sours, I don't like Germans. Because my experience with those had been bad in previous. I was like, let's go ahead and get those off my list. So I started drinking through their Germans, and I was like, oh wait, I like this. And then I was like, you know what? There might be a sour. Let's start doing the sours. And I started working through those. And of course your palate acclimates. Right. But I locked on to Victory Sour Monkey, which is just a sour beer. Like you couldn't, I don't know anybody could define what that fruit is in that. But it's a 9.5 ABV sour that tastes like a sour juice. And I was like, okay, this is what sours can be, I'm ready. Like that's what really made me ready, and I can drink any sour anytime. My wife's all into sours. She's sour lager is where she kind of floats between. But I can drink anything at any time. But a good sour, a good sour just leaves you going, I need a little bit more of that.
Right. And my personal preference is for the more fermented aged sour, like a Rodenbach.
Yeah.
Got that more vinegary wine character to it. That's my preference. But if you give me a good kettle sour,
I do. I like a good kettle sour. But here's another problem that I see in the brewing industry is maybe they don't know exactly what they've got, so they will tell you it's a sour, but then it's more of a kettle sour. It's more of a lighter sour, and I want a more punch. Yeah, Berliner Weiss. I want a more punch in my face sour, like an American sour, like get you that sour candy and hit you in the mouth with it. But if you tell me it's a Berliner Weiss, then I'm like, oh, this is going to be softer. It's going to have a lot of that fruitier flavor, but not quite as much of that. It's going to be more tart than it is going to be that explosion.
right.
So
That's where I think a lot of people get kind of jacked up about sours because they'll drink something that's got 9.5% and raspberry loganberry punch in the mouth, and it's being called a raspberry loganberry Berliner Weiss.
Yes.
Loganberry beer.
Yes.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a sour bomb. That's what it
Yes,
is. It's a sour bomb.
it's a warhead in a glass.
Yeah. So
You know what's in my glass?
Nothing.
well,
Steven knows how to fix that.
See, that's how I get him out of the seat. No, I had to go get, while he's doing that, I had to, quick promotion.
here on this side,
Well, you're not on camera just yet, but we're about to bring in another guest here in a second. What?
No, I was going to do a real quick promotion. I just want to make sure I get his name right. Or not his name, right, but the name of his business.
I don't know how hard it is to figure out. Are you gonna? It's Saunter.
No, not.
Oh,
It's John Allen.
No,
It's
I'm not.
John Allen Anderson.
I'm not talking about that.
Correct?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
not
Nobody
even-
ever gets all the Allens in there.
He's
You
not
gotta
even
kill
on
him.
here. No, so
He's going to be on.
my favorite stage shirt. that
Yep.
I've been wearing for
Oh, is this your new sour?
I ripped the sleeves off completely.
The morning juice.
My good friend Riley.
It's good.
I know. It almost looked brand new.
Blood
I'm
or?
not even excited about this.
Oh, so
So yeah, go check him out on Instagram, dynamic.sw. But he packs that up in 2 of my kid shirts.
yeah.
And I mean, it's fantastic work. Now I got my stage shirt back, which I know Jeff Blank, another comedian, touring comedian, is going to make fun of me because I got a stage shirt.
That is so easy to drink and got such a bold flavor up front. Like this is your introduction to the sour. It's not a Berliner Weiss, it's just under that in a kettle sour.
It's a Philly sour.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
It's not even a kettle. It's a Philly sour.
And so it's a cascara, correct?
How long does this hold on?
Explain to them what a cascara sour is.
Okay, cascara is fruit that surrounds the coffee bean. So the cherry, when this part's gonna get worse. With coffee, you take the meat off of it and you grind it up in pit to make
Correct.
coffee.
Yes.
Well, cascara most of the time is treated as a byproduct. Farmers just throw it back in their field and compost the field. We have a farm in the Marcellus down in Central America that will send us their cascara, dried cascara, and make tea with it.
Yeah. There's so many things to do it.
I'm trying to right now.
Did you get that? It is.
That's fantastic.
It is really so bold in its flavor without being overwhelming. It's almost like drinking a lemonade.
Just say it.
Like,
Just go ahead and say the word. Just say it.
well, it's not hot enough for it to be refreshing to me right now, but on a nice summer day on your porch, this I would rather have than a lemonade. In fact, I want to do cocktails with this. This is perfect for that. Yes, beer mosa or even a Long Island iced tea with that. It's got such a great tart. It is refreshing.
What
Isn't it?
cascara is
It is.
for a table is that there's two kinds of cascara. There's natural and there's washed. Natural means they strip the fruit off after it's dried.
Right.
It's done. Washed is a different way of getting the fruit off the wood. The washed cascara has a much more pronounced leather and tobacco character to it. And then the natural is much more flexible. So we use a blend of natural.
There's been a lot of big words.
That also is fantastic. On the honey, it's a honey lemon coffee drink now.
Oh wow, I'll try that.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I thought they were saying NASCAR for like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But that sour, this is a Philly sour. If you don't know, Philly is a proprietary name. Wildland uses for
It's a city in Pennsylvania.
yeast that produces lactic acid.
I've never had that in my cheesesteak.
It's not that kind of thing. It's named Philly because it was discovered by a student at Temple University, which was taking microbiology class. The professor said this is students out into the environment and helps collect wild yeast. And he found one that produces Saccharomyces yeast that produces lactic acid.
That remind me that's
Wow.
So what's really nice about this is you don't have to mess with kettle sour. You don't have to mess with food. You don't have to mess with separate. You can't have two cities in one state.
That's awesome. It does all the work. Wow, that you want to talk? We were talking earlier about the Kavite being such a workhorse, but the work that that's doing to produce them, that's fascinating.
I think it got down to about 3.2, 3.3 pH. So it's right now in that range for getting the sour.
Wow.
I don't even have anything funny to interject.
No, what we can interject is tell them to come out and get some morning juice. I want to start my morning with that in my coffee.
Morning juice.
That's what we just had. That's also what our next guest,
Yeah.
Cascara. Yeah. All right. Stephen, thank you again for the place to be and some great beer. So, and all the intelligence. So come out here if you see him, say hi to him, say we sent you, and then drink his coffee and his beer.
Hey, we're so close to Costco. We should have got somebody from there so I could tell how much I hate Costco.
No, we're not doing an episode on how much Alex hates Costco. But he
I'll
does.
tell you, tonight this is a great place right across from Costco. Because what you should do is come in here, have a couple of beers before you go to Costco.
I'm doing that from now on.
And then that mellows you out a little bit. And then when
So you can handle Costco.
Right, so you can handle Costco. And then when you get done, come back over here and drink 5 more to forget you just took out a second order at Costco.
This is no joke. 2 weeks ago, my wife, makes me go to Costco. We walked straight in, Well, not straight in. It's a 45-minute walk from your car to get to Costco. And then we get in the door, she goes straight to the counter, and she goes, I want to remove them off the account so you never come again. I'm like, she's like, is that okay with you? I was like, thank God. I was like, can y'all ban me from all Costco's in America? I was like,
So I don't have to go? 'Cause
If you wear those reverse Jackson, I bet you.
yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Nice callback. Hey, that's a nice comedy term, by the way. You did a
I'll
callback.
always get into Cox stuff, though, if I'm there.
Oh, wait. Awkward. So that's a sign of that's a good segment for you.
I really got really loud when I did that.
Hey, me too.
Nope, I got it.
Hey,
I've been here a couple times.
So, without further ado, what?
I had to check on my car. I parked at Sonic, but I'm in the drive-thru. It's been 2 hours. I told him, give me just a minute.
He's blocking us the drive-thru. Without further ado, we're going to bring one of our other favorite breweries. Just open a damn brewery. John Allen Anderson. Did I get all of them?
Missed you then.
Dang it.
Tell us about your Cascara.
Right out of Bristol. Left turn coming down and good to go.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Cascada.
Here's the intelligence. You're not going to get that this time around.
So, John Allen Anderson, have we met you? I met you. He probably knew.
I was upside
I think
down.
he knew you before. Yes.
upside down.
At Bruce Street Brew Fest. You are one of our favorite home brewers, and I only call you a home brewer because you don't have a brick and mortar place where I can drink your beer, and that very much disappoints me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't make it to Bruce Street Brew Fest, which will be May 4th this year, Star Wars Day and my birthday, and I'm not going to make it to Bruce Street Brew Fest to drink his beer, you will also be able to catch him at another festival that we have talked about several times, and it's my favorite festival of the year, Hoppy Possum. You're going to be at Hoppy Possum this year.
Yeah. Oh, we'll all we were there last year, and it was kind of weird. This beach negative got like devastatingly sick. Like that day.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
out
you were telling me this.
all day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he doesn't remember the entire event. It's like it's not for the reason you think.
Well, you know, he was sitting back there in that chair. I just thought he was relaxed and probably had a lot of beer because there's 75 brewers making amazing beer there.
It's zero.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I was only there for, what, an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even I had 60 of them. That's a long
It's
drive.
such a fantastic festival. It's in Bristol. In fact, ticket sales are coming up soon. They're going to go on sale April 1st.
Who's hosting that event?
There's this, it's actually, you'll never guess, the #1 podcast in Knoxville about beer. The hosts of that show are going to host that podcast. We're going to announce all the winners. Oh wait, did I say we are? Yeah, I meant, yeah, it's us. We're going to be there. We're going to interview brewers. We're going to have whoever wins our tickets. We're going to give away tickets, just like we did last year to this festival. And we're going to interview our guests on camera.
Our winners last year had fantastic.
They weren't even like big craft beer drinkers. They had never been to a festival, and they went out and had a blast. Was that your first time at Hoppy Possum? Isn't that crazy? I mean, they take over an entire park. They have a huge stage with DJs and live music, but there's so many brewers there, and they're all home brewers. Yeah, that's what I said. It didn't matter where. In fact, I was fortunate enough to judge that festival. So when they go through,
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know why. I literally emailed them and said, "Do not have Alex do this."
Cascara. It's not Cascara.
That's not a Cascara. What?
It's got hops in it.
So when you go through there, you have a barcode for your beer. Each individual beer. and they scan it, and it goes into an app, and they pull it up, and they go, okay, well, I'm going to rate this beer this. And then they hit submit. Now, the cool thing is you could do that in every beer. So, Saucer they could have 2 to 3 beers there, and literally be voted on right there at the spot. The downside to it is you have to remind them, especially later in the festival, you have to go vote on that. If you like it, go vote on it, because they're too drunk to remember even how to operate their phone. He barely operates his phone sober.
It's working now.
But you go through, and then they compile that all into a group of beers and a group of non-beers. So there's seltzers, there's ciders, there's meads, all in that category. Now, fortunately for me, I got to wander around this festival, and I got to drink some. People are telling me, you got to go have that, you got to go have this, so I'm trying that. But even by the time I got to judging, so they took all of us judges to another tent, and what everybody else had already voted on, they gave me and this group in the tent. And we got to sit there and talk with other minds in the brewing industry, people that were brewers, people that were retailers, people that were home brewers, people that were casual drinkers. And we all were in this tent to decide. It should have been for 3 days. But we got to taste these, and there were some of the ones that I hadn't had that the fans had said, this is something great you need to try. And we got to try those as well, and then I got to help narrow it down. But it was so fascinating. There were beers, even at that point, that I hadn't had, because there's so many beers there.
Exactly. I only got like maybe 14. It's like right back in the 10 after that.
Yeah.
You could not stop again.
It's nuts. Yeah,
I do not recommend you showing up and expecting to try all of their beers, because you will get alcohol poisoning and die before you ever leave the park.
Yeah, 3 entries. So 75 brewers, 3 entries. The actual math.
That's actually the correct number of beers. It is literally a fuck ton.
tribute to Cascara.
It's his new word. I'm going to say refreshing and ambient. He's going to say Cascara.
I'm pretty sure this episode's titled the Cascara Indians.
Ambient Cascara. There's something there.
Like lo-fi band.
It is.
Yes, it's only a brewery band. You only go brewery to brewery doing ambient Cascara.
It's just going to be me with a little keyboard. I'm not going to sing it. Yeah, so I had to drive all the way to the festival last year and drive back to Murfreesboro to do that show at Panther Creek, and then drive back to something. I remember I was back.
You had to pick up your mom,
Yeah,
who was coming in,
yeah.
and then you had to drive her back to the airport.
Well, Panther Creek was the night before.
Yeah, so
drove from Nashville,
you
dropped her off.
had literally did a comedy show in Murfreesboro, came to Bristol. Actually, you picked your mom up on the way, then came to Bristol. Then, where'd you drop her? I don't even remember the logistics of that. You literally
still wearing pants.
you literally had. Actually, I'm going to take dealer's choice. Yeah.
It's going to bring you just straight up coffee.
But you literally had to drive 5 different places before and after the show.
Yeah. So yeah, like they are making fun of us.
There's some rude customers in here, and since we know the owner, we're probably going to have them thrown out. I'm kidding.
Too many beer people here.
It's 2 of my favorite people on the planet, and
Steve's like never too many.
he's not running anybody off, regardless how much I ask him to. But yeah, they're being rude over there. I'm not even going to out them. I'll say that to them later. They are. It's my Casual Pint family. And by the way, if you love not having to make a decision and having all great craft beers in one room, go out to Casual Pint. North Shore is out there, and those guys whenever they open back up. They're right now doing some renovations so they can provide food for you while you're at that location. But they have been fantastic.
You said it before they paid us.
I did say it before they paid us, so I'm not talking about this business out here on out on North Shore. They apparently serve beer, and until I get a paycheck, that's all I'm going to say about them. But go out there and visit them. It really is. You can get everybody's beer out there. They support the community. They support the industry, and now they're going to give you food while you drink great beer. So I'm going to finish this before I take part in what looks like, I would guess, an amber bag, but all right. Now we have this on tap, correct, Steve?
Yes, that is a flagship.
This is what?
Scruffy little kitty.
Scruffy little kitty.
Named after my daughter's cat.
It's a
Comet.
pale ale.
That could go well with my new bill.
Named after my daughter's cat, Comet. It's all Comet hops.
Okay, if it's your daughter, I'm not going to put that in my new bill because it's
Yeah, don't go that way.
I'm going to stay away.
Wow. Now that's straight pale ale. This is
Yeah.
not a.
Is that the one I
No
drank?
fruit.
Well, no, I drank
No, this
alcohol.
this is not what you call an IPA. This is still going to get you that hoppy note, but it's also softer, smoother, and my goodness, this is an all-day drinker. This is when you're out on the boat, just knocking back beers
already said
all
refresh- you can't say
day.
refreshing.
No, I'm not saying refreshing. This is my boat beer.
There you go.
This is a boat beer, or some people like to call it their lawnmower beer. I just don't like lawn mowing, so I'd rather be on a boat than
Neither
be
one is that like fishing beer?
fishing beer. Yes, it's definitely not a lawnmower beer because it wouldn't mean that I'd have to drink this while on the lawnmower, and I just don't want to be on the lawnmower. I don't like a lawnmower beer. I like a boat beer.
That's why I live in an apartment. I don't have to deal with it.
I like a fishing beer. Fair?
Fair. It's an activity that's not strenuous.
Correct. But oh my gosh, that's so easy to drink. I don't want to look here. I'm going to guess this is a 4.7. Higher?
It usually comes in around 5.
Okay, that's not bad. So we're right in that. I wasn't far off. This
I want
is
one of those now.
Occasionally Chico will get a little excited and he'll bump up to 6, but
okay. It's really nice. It's even got a little maltiness that I love. I love malt. Maltiness in my beer. Like my favorite style of beer is a Maibach, just because it's got so malt forward, but it's so crushable. Like I can drink it by the liter, and Schultzbrow does such a great job with theirs. But a Maibach is my favorite style across the board because it fits every season. I like that malty, roasty note that's not quite as stout, right? But I also want to drink something light and refreshing. And this,
Over the limit on that.
I know, over the limit. This is right there in that Maibach malty light beer. This is a little lower than an Oktoberfest, but it's going to get you those malt notes. It's going to get you those hop notes. It's going to be super easy to drink. This is a fantastic. This might be my favorite beer of the day. This is fantastic.
Hey, so far, same. You get that good,
Right.
like, nice biscuity malt, those hops lock in there.
That is really good to drink. I'm so sorry.
that was big.
That might have been another batch,
Yeah.
but no, it's great. It's really great.
Yeah, I'll get one of those.
That is fantastic.
But I was telling Jenny last night, though, that Saunter would probably have her favorite beer because she loves Mexican lagers. And
I wouldn't say that's her favorite beer. Jenny tends to lean dark, so she likes porters and stouts.
well, she does, but she loves.
But in the off season of that, she likes
There you
a
go.
light,
Courtesy of your friends, Peer and Pressure.
Oh, well,
limeish, salty Mexican
and what
lager.
is it? Hot coffee.
Is it a variant off of iPoppy?
Margarita Ghost.
That's my favorite beer that you guys do. You know I love the iPoppy. I will. So the first Brew Fest,
Yeah.
or Brew Street Brew
You came running
Fest.
back like a little girl, and Kayla and I were sitting there. You're like, oh my God, there's this beer. Hi, puppy.
Yes, they were literally like, why is he femme-girling out over this beer called My Poppy?
It was our first year too, and it was
It was so good. And we were literally like, what, 2 booths down from you guys? One,
not
were
that-
you right next to us?
No, not that one.
That's
Last year
right.
we were.
last year you were across.
Yeah, we were across.
That's where, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the fastest I've ever seen you run. You were running and it's like,
That's all.
you gotta try this.
It really was. My Poppy was and is still to this day my favorite Mexican lager. No disrespect to Zool and Panther Creek. Both of them have had fantastic Mexican lagers, but the one you did hit every note of it. It was perfectly balanced where I wanted salsa chips with it. And I'm not Kayla is all salsa chip. Like, she'll eat that instead of me. Like, she goes to a Mexican restaurant, they bring out the salsa chips. Kayla's eating all of the chips and everything else comes home. That beer made me want a side of salsa chips just to eat with it. It was so perfectly balanced with all of the little notes. Like, I got the lime, I got the lager smoothness. It honestly, I don't know that you guys can repeat that. Don't tell me you got a variant. It was so good.
What are we drinking now?
Cerveza.
No, speaking of Mexican lagers, I literally just lauded a home brewer that actually needs their own brick and mortar on their Mexican lager, and now Steven's like, nope, we've got one. I gotcha. I gotcha.
I was pouring it before you started singing the praises.
He probably did.
This is very good.
Oh, the nose. The nose on that. Yeah. Kayla loves a good Mexican lager. I wish she could be here. She will be back to have this now. Oh yeah. Yeah, that nice little hint of citrus right there at the end. It's so nice. That's what I love about a Mexican lager. You get that smoothness, you get that crispness of a lager, but it's that nice little of that ting of citrus.
Full disclosure, a cheating.
He's a cheat.
It's Motueka's New Zealand hops. It's giving it that line.
So it's the hops that are creating it. Okay. It's, first of all, the color and clarity on that is perfection. Like, I could read a book through that, which is what I love. When you tell me you're doing a lager, you tell me you're doing a Pilsner or a West Coast IPA, I want that clarity. I want to be able to see my fingers. I want to be able to read through that. And that is where that's at. That's really good. Really good. Salted rim? Can you salt me a rim? I'm just kidding.
Actually, what really
Coffee grounds.
what really goes
lemon
good
wedge.
on that is tahine rim.
That would be nice as well.
Yeah, it goes really well with that. It's tahine.
So speaking of next time, what are you working on? Like, you've got 2 big festivals coming up for you.
Yeah, I guess Blue Street's our immediate next.
Yep, May 4th.
West Gallenberg Brewing does any of their competitions beforehand. I think they're doing one.
Which you won the last one, right?
We won one before last. BJCP got one.
That's what it was. Yep. Yep.
I believe 1904 Brewery in Morristown won the last.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if Bruce is met May, then we'll have a BJCP, Gallenberg Brewing.
Stop with it. Stop. Every time he says BJCB, he immediately goes, BJ, yes, I'm down for that festival. Apparently, it's a Ferris wheel ride.
All-day wristbands.
With an all-day wristband. So. He's like, yep, I take one of those wristbands.
Yes, we'll have that competition, then Bruce Street, I think there's another one for Gallenberg Brewing. We got a couple like little parties we're doing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Hoppy Toss.
What is your favorite to do? Like, what excites you about creating something, or what inspires you? Like, what when you're brewing, do you brew like, okay, I just want to drink this, so I'm going to do this, but I also have this festival come up, so I'm going to do this. Like,
Interesting.
where do you feel you get your inspiration or your motivation from?
It is just like what I want to drink. Yeah. I mean, there's stuff that we have to brew for the competitions, from the festivals
Right.
and stuff. We got kind of burnt out last year. Because you walk in your garage, you open your keys there, and you can't touch the keys.
Yeah.
I got
would be
6
hard.
kegs in there. I can't touch
Yeah. Except you're like, I know, maybe I could get away with one of those pencils. If I drink one of those pencils,
Hey, they don't wait. This is any of these events. They never wait.
you're delivering half a pencil. Sorry, we're out, guys. You loved it so much.
Caleb just came in at the 1 hour mark.
Nice. She's
She's
telling
like,
us.
hi.
She's telling us to get out.
Yeah, she probably is. She probably
I like to experiment. That's what gets like with the IPOP. We messed up a lager. We messed up like just a basic beer.
Yeah.
We're like, we just did it. It's like put limes in it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what we do? Combine keeps hops.
Yeah.
There you
Got
go.
lime flavor built into it.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that excites me.
You know, I have said several times in talking about hoppy possum, because it's the pinnacle for the home brewer. It's the Super Bowl. It really is. 75 home brewers, all home brewers. You're not competing against anybody else that has a brick and mortar established brewery. But you're competing against people that are just playing, and that's what I said. I think the home brewer pushes the craft brew scene. I think that we have some brewers that have brick and mortars, that have these commercial breweries, that are showing up at these festivals as just fans, and they go, oh, that's interesting, that's fun. Could we do that on a big scale? And then they start doing that, and I've even seen that for you guys, because the stuff you've done in collaboration with Gatlinburg is fascinating, but it's also them going, oh, he's got something here. He's playing with some really interesting chemistry and creating this beer. Let's put it on a big scale. How do we ramp that up? I think that's what really pushes the craft beer industry. If you go out, like, it's so easy to just do the regular IPA. It's so easy to go out and do, hey, I'm gonna do a chocolate milk stout, like whatever, like, and that's fine. I will drink them. I'm not gonna dump on any type of beer, but I think it's the creativity and the playfulness that the home brewer does.
Homebrewers want to test the limits.
Yeah.
That's why we do it. Because all the big breweries and stuff like that started out this way.
Yes, absolutely.
They have to finish that.
Right. Yes.
Just imagine like going on a comedy tour and having to like dial back your jokes.
Yeah.
Populace. You're like, oh, that's cool. I still get to do my stuff.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You pop out and see a raunchy show and you're like, well,
Yeah.
I do this.
Well,
Yes.
we can attest to Alex will be booked to do a PG set, and
Yeah.
he'll come out. Pinchy's is the perfect example of that. He was told, hey, we're going to have families here, or we're going to do PG stuff, and he's like, all right, I'll do PG stuff, and then he'll gauge the crowd and go, all right, are you guys ready for something a little more raunchy? And Alex will be ready to do his raunchy stuff. And right at the moment he's going to start his raunchy stuff, they will sit a family of 4, and all the children in it are 8 or younger, right at his stage. We've seen it happen, and him go, literally have to figure out and change gears, much like a home brewer is going to go, all right, well, I was going to make this beer, and now it's IPOP. You know, it's that same kind of recognizing where you're at, and we're not going to waste this because it's not terrible. How do we move this into something that? Yes. I love that. I love the creativity of that. But you guys are doing some great beers. Again, guys, if you can't make Brew Street, which is May 4th, you should be able to eat out. Are you doing anything different for Bruce Street versus Hobby Posse?
Probably. I don't think H. Negative is actually brewing with me. The street is probably going to be there for the event. I'll probably do the Tuna Posse, that Italian Pilsner.
Oh yeah, that was great.
They did that.
You did that one last year, right?
That's my favorite. Besides IPAs, you really starting to like Italian
They're
pills.
so good. Yeah, I'm reading the recipe on that one. Probably doing that one. Got a been lacto fermenting a bunch of strawberries and lemons to do a double fermented strawberry lemonade ghost. One more thing to find.
Yeah.
It'll probably be completely different when we actually make the coffee.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like you're doing some pilsners. You're doing the Mexican lager. You're doing a sour. You've got to bring something dark to the table. What are you thinking? I know it's on your mind. You've got to have thought. Okay, we need a brown or a porter, or we're doing a stout,
I'm
right?
working on like a Scottish export for my wife.
Okay.
John always has the Queen's Brew Fizz. We've got a couple of imperial stouts that we have recipes for. Just it takes a while to age out.
Yep.
And at these two events, well, no, because Bruce Street's going to be in May, so it's going to be a hot event.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I don't want to drink a stout here today.
Well,
I'm ready to drink 20 more beers.
I'm not saying you're alone in that, but I will drink a stout anytime, any day. If it's a good stout, like I want to, even in those hotter temperatures, I might go porter. But I like a dark beer.
They're not as bad.
Yes, I like a good dark beer, and if you deliver it with the right flavor profile, like a Guinness, there's no time of year or day that I won't drink a Guinness. But it's also it's a 4.2, 4.3, depending on their year. But it's below 5, and a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a pork chop and it's right, it's such a meal." To me, it's not. I have been drinking it for so long. It's technically, caloric-wise, it's one of the lightest beers. It has less calories than most light beers that are on the market. Second of all, it's more flavorful than all of those light beers that are on the market. I don't ever feel that it's heavy to me.
At 4.3%, it's just dark.
It's just dark. And here's the other thing: a lot of people think, "Oh, it's just black beer." Technically, it's a red. If you look at the specifications for Guinness, it's a red beer. In fact, if you hold it up to a bright light, it looks like red through the bottle. It's a red beer. It's a red beer, but it just looks so great, but it's not heavy. There are charted health benefits to drinking Guinness. In fact, I will calm my stomach. If I ever have just an upset stomach, I'll drink Guinness, and it's better than Sprite. Maybe it's my Irish roots, I don't know, but
He knows all that stuff. He also makes a lot of shit. So,
I didn't make that up. It does calm my stomach.
His stuff. Not everyone's stuff.
You can't
He
speak
said
to
health
anything.
benefits, like you
No.
did on before that.
Their advertising always says, "My goodness, my goodness." It's your goodness. It's for your goodness.
If it's on the label.
Right? I mean, it's also on the internet. I'm pretty sure it was on Facebook, so it's Facebook official.
Yeah.
Everything on the internet is true, right?
Most of it.
That's what I'm sticking with. I mean, that's where I get all my solid information.
I wanted to do a black lager for a while.
Taylor said Imperial Pilsner.
Sports beer. I can get behind a good sports beer. Again, you're talking about that light lagerish, but yes.
Kayla just posted. She said that you should do an Imperial Pilsner, and I'm assuming she's calling it LOL.
So the reason Kayla talks about this is this. By the way, somebody has done an Imperial Pilsner, but Kayla fell in love with this beer that Zool did, and it's called School Night. It's on School Night, which is a great beer. But she comes home and she's raving on this new Imperial Pilsner And then she realized it wasn't an Imperial Pilsner, it was an Italian Pilsner. And she misread it on the board that it was Imperial. And I was like, she's going on about this Imperial Pilsner. And I was like,
Sounds like a Star Wars.
what's an Imperial Pilsner? Like, I've never had an Imperial, yes, like, yes. And I didn't understand it, and then I saw the can, and it's a school night, and it's Italian Pilsner, and so that's been an ongoing running joke for us until somebody actually, and I teased her that she may have come up with it, but somebody did, and it's Orange Hat that did an Imperial Pilsner. So it's a Pilsner in every form, but they kicked up that ABV on that, and it's also pretty amazing. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of it because I can't remember the name of it, but I had 2 glasses on it, so you guys can go back and look at previous episodes where I'm sitting at Orange Hat with 2 different glasses of it. But and it was great, and I still say that it was inspired by Kayla mistaking an Italian Pilsner for an Imperial Pilsner, but it is an Imperial Pilsner, which is
Like 8%?
it's an 8% ABV Pilsner.
Okay.
I don't know enough about making a Pilsner, but if Brandon tells me he's handing me a Pilsner that's an 8%, I'm going to drink it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to drink it. I'm not going to question how that's made, but yeah. Imperial Pilsner, I'm down for. Italian Pilsners, I'm down for. Honestly, any beer, I'm pretty much down for. But what's your favorite style that you go to? John Allen Anderson. You don't have a one that you gravitate to? Because I'm guessing whatever it is you gravitate to is where you started on the craft beer wheel.
That was Ocher Vans. Sierra Nevada's Ocher Vans.
Okay, yeah, which was a Mexican lager from Ocho Vez?
Sour brewed with agave plant.
Oh, yes. Now I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
We had those. So do you gravitate towards sours? Yeah?
I like the Saison is maybe my absolute favorite.
Yeah?
I love the Saison, and then you probably like a
That's
Camel
such a
Sour.
niche style of beer. Saison. Like, everybody has their own version of a Saison, and they don't always fit in the category, even though that's what it is. I always laugh because I think a Saison is just a style that you missed the mark on whatever it was you were beer making, and so you've labeled it a Saison.
Farmhouse. I got a little too hot.
It's
Got
a-
a little too cold. We're a little confused.
Yeah, we don't know. Farmhouse Saison. Here you go.
Blackberry Farm is my absolute favorite. I've
They did
never
do
seen them replicated. It was at the Farm to Tap event about 2 years ago. I let it get super hot, and it tastes like a peppered bubble. Like
There was one that they had on our show. They made
No, that collab they had on our show
I know it's a different
that was a
one, but-
collab with Yeehaw that they did. That was also pretty fantastic. But now actually
they had
Blackberry Farm is not even making craft beer anymore. That is now owned by So Peaceful Side bought all of the brewing for Blackberry Farm. So all of that is under their label now, and they're going to be doing new stuff. They got new brewers. They're doing a whole new thing. In fact, the tap room in Maryville is now Peaceful Side, the one that's right there in Alcoa, just off of Washington. That's Peaceful Side now. They were. They have a tap room in Townsend right next to Company Distilling, but that whole company bought all of Blackberry Farm brewing. So, which is weird to me because I thought that Blackberry Farm was starting to hit on all cylinders. I remember when Blackberry Farm had an individual can for every different beer, and then their marketing team said, you know what, we're going to do this quilted pattern. And I thought that was perfect marketing. I look for this quilted pattern in the grocery store, white can, quilted pattern. I know I'm getting Blackberry Farm. Well, I don't know what the plan is on that. All I know is Peaceful Side now owns the brewing side of it, and I don't know how they're doing the can or how they're doing any of that at this point. But that's super new development. That's happened in the last 5 months of now it's Blackberry Farms Brewing, their recipes are now owned by Peaceful Side. I don't even know if they're using the same brew. That's all Peaceful Side. I'm excited to see where that goes because I've always thought that maybe Peaceful or that Blackberry Farm hadn't honed in or narrowed down their idea of where they wanted to go, and they were getting there, but I think they kind of gave up the ghost at that point. And they're just like, let's let these guys just run with it. So I think that's kind of where we're going with the Blackberry Farm Peaceful Side. Don't quote me, I don't know. We'll see where they go with the brewing industry. But the beers I thought were getting better. I think their marketing was getting better. So maybe all of that falls into place for Peaceful Side, and we'll get great beers still. I don't think we'll get less great beers. I just don't know where they're going to go with the whole marketing of it and what they do going forward on creating tasty brews for us. Yeah, I mean, the craft brewing scene in all of East Tennessee is fascinating and exciting.
Is this show about beer?
Oh, sorry. What do you want to talk about committee-wise?
Oh, nothing. No, I'll go here and texting people. No, we have an open mic tonight at another brewery.
Yes.
Right down the
We
road.
probably need to close this down. What time is it?
5:45.
Oh, so Kayla is telling us to shut this down. We're a little over. Yep. So Alex has got a open mic that he's doing every week, every Tuesday. He's doing it at
Scrappy Bastard West.
West.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, come on out. It's an outdoor stage too. Last week we had wind and rain, and a huge crowd stayed through the whole show.
You're gonna get to experience some people that are great at comedy, and then some people that are not so great. But they're gonna try out all of their stuff on you, and you'll get great beer and great pizza while you're there. So if you have an interest in doing comedy, come out. And my daughter actually debuted on that stage.
Yeah, she did. She was so dirty though. I was like,
She was filthy. She was filthy. She came out and did one joke, but she's like, Dad, can I go up there? And I was like, if you go up there on stage, Alex is going to hand you that mic. I promise you it's going to happen. So my daughter gets up there and Alex thought she was going to do a knock joke. It was filthier than anything Alex has ever done. I'm just kidding. None of that happened. As far as none of that happened, she actually did go up there on stage and said, I'm going to deliver a joke. And she did do a knock joke, wasn't it?
so yeah.
And the crowd loved it. It was pretty simple, but Kiri is now in trouble every day at school for trying to make all the kids in her class laugh. And she does it with all the most inappropriate things. So
Wear my t-shirt, my face on it.
yeah. Since that point, we're not allowing 8-year-olds on the brewery stage for his open mic.
18 or up.
18 or up, yes. But come out, if nothing else, drink some great beers and see what Alex is cultivating.
I might do my new joke that I wrote last night about the Somali pirates.
Somali pirate joke. Those can only be good unless you're on an open sea with Somali pirates. So they're not going to appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
I'm the comedian now.
You gotta relieve the tension somehow.
don't forget,
Yes.
got some left.
No socks needed. Oh yeah. No socks needed. Hit Alex up or us, and we'll get you some.
It's weird every morning when I put it on and I have to look at my own face. I'm like, I'm putting myself on here.
Plus, you know the special ingredient. With that being said, we're going to close this out. Everybody wave goodbye like you're saying goodbye to the best family Christmas. Jump in there, Steve. I don't even think they saw a hand from
Make sure you
Steve.
come out to Honeybee, making fantastic beer, great coffee. Even though I don't drink coffee, I'm assuming it's great because it's always crowded. So
It's good. It's good
not a
stuff.
coffee first stuff. Yeah.
It is good stuff.
I know my wife's actually asked me now, she's like, is there any way you can give me coffee before your show? I'm like, why does she do this to me?